Wow, good evening. I'm Jeff Koinange, and those are the sounds of a young man who, I tell you, what a life he's lived. He's barely 44 years old. You need to hear this man's story. By the way, he started off as a musician, hard rock musician back in Israel, way back. And then he became a journalist. Oh yeah, there's hope. And then from there he joined the Foreign Service. This is where things get really interesting, because not only was he a spokesman for the Foreign Office in Israel, he went around the world. He was here in Nairobi as deputy head of mission here in Nairobi. After that, after his 3-year stint, he was posted to Los Angeles. And it was in LA that he figured, you know what, the bug has bit me. He wanted to come back to Kenya. Got a job working for Amiran. Those were the folks who are still selling incredible greenhouses and revolutionizing agriculture in this country. He came back with his family, and not only was he involved in Amiran, but he decided to go back to his first love, music. That clip you just saw there, Unajua, many of you jua that song. Yes, you do know it. And he has released others. We'll be showing you them. And tonight, his latest video, his latest single called Salama. We'll be releasing that right here, first time ever, on JKL. And then after that, it's going to be out there. More importantly, on Saturday, April 2nd, he has a huge concert at Waterfront Gardens at the racecourse, featuring everybody from Giuliani to Eric Wainaina to just a band, you name it. All of them collaborating with my guest. How does he do it? I'll tell you one thing. All you aspiring musicians out there, you have no excuse. This guy is not even Kenyan. He's from Israel, country that's this big on the map. And he's come here and he's made it. Gilad Milo is my guest for the entire hour. His Twitter handle is @Gilad Milo. Mine is @Koinange Jeff. The hashtag we're using tonight is the same hashtag for the concert on April 2nd. That hashtag is music. Number 4, empowerment. Music for empowerment. Gilad Milo.
Sir.
Mzungu Mwafrika.
Mzungu Mweusi.
Mzungu Mweusi, eh?
Mzungu Mweusi.
I mean, what a life you've led, man. It's incredible. I'm so impressed, by the way.
You know, I can't take credit. God did it. Life did it. You know, it's not like you really do. You choose. I mean, you make your choices, but if you take your life and what it took you to get to sitting on this side of the bench, and my life and what it took, neither of us was in control of the other, right?
Absolutely.
So we're not really in control.
Yeah.
We're not. We flow. I flow well. I flow well.
Clearly.
I flow well with life.
And you wing it quite well, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, kind of jack of all trades, but really kind of more intuitive. And I also, it's a passion thing.
Yeah.
In every job I've had, you know, you mentioned like journalists and stuff. You forget the little ones. I worked in a CD store, and I used to, in a shopping mall, and it was a chain in Israel. And I used to come there at 7:30 in the morning, mop the floor in the shop, clean up, tidy up. And when when Nirvana was playing loud at 7:40 in the morning, blasting in the shopping mall, they knew Gilad was opening the shop that day, you know? I was a bellboy for 5 years.
Bellboy?
I carried luggage at the Hyatt in Jerusalem.
Like a doorman?
Well, I mean, doorman and bellboy. You carry the luggage in, take the guy or, you know, the guest to the room. And my nickname we were a team of 8, my nickname was the Golden Goose. Because, yeah, I mean, I would frustrate them. I wouldn't charm them, I would frustrate them. You take them to the room, and you get the guest to the room, you put the luggage in, and no tip. And then I'd open the window and say, this is Jerusalem. And if still no tip, I would give the history of Jerusalem. And if still no tip, I could turn on the TV and tell you channel by channel. But you're paying me to leave at the end, eh? So the Kenya was in me to begin with.
Yeah. Did you always know that music was in your blood?
I was in a boys' choir at 6, in a Jewish boys' choir, singing Jewish songs. Yeah.
What?
In London. Yes, that too.
Go on, sing it.
I would sing. My favorite one was מודה אני לפניך השם אלוקיי ואלוקי אבותיי על כל החסד asher asita imadi. It's a prayer that actually Jews, Christians, everybody says, Modani, I thank you, God, every morning for the generosity you've given to me. I don't know the exact biblical quote, but it's something we all say.
It's deep.
So I was in a boys' choir as a kid in a Jewish school. My dad was a diplomat in London. We were under the ambassador who got shot, Shlomo Argov.
Yes.
That caused the Lebanon War.
Correct.
So we served. My dad served under him, and we left for New York. My dad was appointed to New York to the UN, and we left. And 6 months later, the assassination. It wasn't assassination. He didn't die, but he was completely out.
Wow.
So I mean, in London, in the Jewish school, there was a religious man called Yigal Salik, who took Psalms texts and put them to his own music and put it to the choir. And I was 6, 7. In that, loved the music, loved. I brought the religion home first. We were a secular family. I brought that kind of thing home. And then stopped with that, always kind of around, played piano, played violin, tried everything. My mom, she's coming to the concert, so I should be good. But I mean, we come from
She's
a family.
coming to the concert on the 2nd?
She's coming. My mom's coming.
Is this your first ever concert, by the way?
Like this, yeah. I've produced events in LA, in Beverly Hills. I produced gala dinners. I produced a concert live for Sderot. But nothing ever, obviously around me as a singer, but nothing this big and in Kenya.
So this is a big deal for you, Gilad.
Massive.
Huh?
Massive. Everything. All my energies are focused, by the way, not towards, don't get me wrong, there's no mountain that happens on the 2nd of April. Every single moment leading up to that mountain and after it is just fine. I'm so enjoying being here.
But look, a lot of people are asking right now, I mean, you do have a real job, don't you?
Yeah. That's why I can give all the money to charity, obviously. Yeah.
And you're still working with...
I'm not rich. I always tell people, don't let my color confuse you, okay? Let's be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not wealthy. I'm an expatriate, which means that the company, my work permit is there because of the company. Yeah, so if tomorrow I were to leave, then I don't have a work permit and I can't be in the country.
Right.
We are submitting, I told you, we were at Nyayo House, and we're submitting citizenship papers.
Why?
We want to be Kenyan.
Why? You're not Kenyan?
I think I'm as close to, by the way, I feel home here, okay? I feel home here.
Yeah, I could feel home in Jerusalem. They'll never give me citizenship.
I don't know, by the way, that might be true, okay? Here, that might be true. You, Jeff Koinange, I don't know, right? But, I mean, where in Ulam sit? Yeah, I mean, come on, yeah? I mean, but I mean, in Israel, they allow dual citizenship. In Kenya, they allow dual citizenship. I've spent the last 12 years, even in my 3 years in LA, I used my ticket from the ministry that takes you to Israel. I took mine to Kenya. I came here, we went on safari 10 days, went back to LA, and I got my bag filled. I feel home here.
You've been here 12 years?
I stopped for 3 years in the middle for LA.
Oh, yeah, but you're entitled...
Yeah, but we came here in 96 first time. My romance with Kenya begins in 96. Hadassah and I, my wife, we were backpacking here.
Because you were both in the military.
This is after. When you finish the military in Israel, you want to get out of anything to do with discipline, so you go free, you go backpacking. Where can you go backpacking? Where it's cheap, where you can live on matatus and cheap meals, or in India. So we did first India, Thailand, Nepal for 6 months. We lived on $1,000 for both of us for a long time, months, yeah? After that, we came back, did university. I studied political science. She studied Middle East studies. And in the second year, we came here for backpacking, Kenya and North Tanzania. And we were here 3 weeks with another couple of friends, Lamu, Kakamega Forest, Masai Mara, Nakuru.
You did all that?
Yeah, in 3 weeks. But with matatus and traveling in tents, not lodges, yeah? Very, very cheap traveling. And when we came back, I proposed. 97. When we came back, I proposed. And she said yes. Neither of us had a penny. University students. We were living in my parents' house. My dad was ambassador in Rome, so we had his house. We lived in the brothers. We're 4 brothers. So always there's another brother in the house. Always somebody's going through some life phase where he's, with this or that.
Yeah.
And the house is still there in Jerusalem. That's our family home. So right now my younger brother at 39 is living there with his wife and 2 kids.
Because your dad passed away?
My dad passed away 13 years ago.
13 years ago.
13 years ago. And my dad was a mega influence in our life.
I can imagine.
Because he was first and foremost the most humble man I ever met.
Really?
Okay? And as ambassador, you could, the opposite can happen. Yeah, you think you're all that. We're not all that. I mean, we were talking today about humility, and I said, and somebody, oh, you're so humble. And I said, my default is that, of course it's quoted, I'm not biblical, I'm not religious, I'm post-religious. It means I know there's a God. I don't need the man-made traditions to tell me what to read on which day and am I wearing my hat in which angle?
Sure,
Yeah?
sure.
But everything we do, okay, God decides when to uplift the humble, or life decides, or energy, when to uplift the humble and when to humble the proud. So I think the default should be humble all the time. And God will decide when to uplift you. When's your time to shine? I've wanted to be on your bench, Jeff, for 10 years.
Come on, man. I haven't been doing it.
For the wrong reasons, because I wanted in those years that I wanted to be. When I was at the, when I came back to Amiran, we've spoken over the years.
We did, yeah.
And I'm admitting this, to the country.
Yes.
I wanted it for the wrong reasons. Why? Because I wanted to show everybody, hey, look at me, I'm on the bench, right?
Right.
I'm not here for me. And the fact that everybody's seeing me now, actually, funnily enough, I'm kind of used to it. It's funny, it's insane. I can't go to the shopping mall without taking 20 selfies. It's really cool now, yeah?
So now you're a celeb, is that what you're saying?
I don't like the word, okay, but because it means like that.
Yeah.
But it's given me access, and whatever I'm saying, more people will hear.
Yeah.
And my message is it's just love.
And you sing in Swahili, Gilad?
I fell in love with the language. Kabisa fell in
You
love
speak
with the
it?
language. No, not fluently. I understand a lot, but if you, like, I'll walk into interviews in Swahili radio stations, or I'll meet people who heard me sing. And they go off in Swahili.
Yeah.
So I'll catch some, and maybe in the context I can understand.
Right.
But I did the same in Turkey. I grew up in Turkey for 5 years when my dad was ambassador there. I never formally learned, I learned beginning Turkish. I've learned beginning Swahili 3 times. Right now, I've got I'm on some app that gives me word of the day email.
Yeah.
I've got another app that I learn. And if anybody's watching, I so want a real teacher. They say in Hebrew, make yourself a teacher, a rabbi, okay? Find yourself a teacher. I would really love someone. Right now, it's for the concert, they've attached a guy to me who follows everything I do and tweets, and I called him Shadow. His name is Holy, so I called him Holy Shadow, yeah? And Holy Shadow's with me all the time, and he speaks Swahili really well. I said, dude, as part of this whole togetherness thing, you're going to teach me, and we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Because the more I learn, the more songs, they're lyrics to me. This language is beautiful. You can say so much with so little words. Yeah.
After Unajua, what was the other second song?
Sema Milele.
Sema Milele. You sang that for your wife?
I wrote that for my wife.
You wrote it for her?
It was like 3 a.m. literally, one of those moments where you say the words.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with a guitar, actually. Much as I don't play, I am sitting there with a guitar. And she's sleeping in the living room, and there's Nitalala by your side. There's words that came because of the situation.
Go on, sing it, man. Sing it as we're going to break. Sing it. Let me hear it.
I'll know when I see you, nitaona in your eyes, and I'll know when I hear your voice. Kwa kweli, this is my choice. I'll be there when you're dreaming, nitalala by your side, and I'll know when I see your face. Kwa kweli, this is my place. And when you say nakupenda, I feel it. When you say tunaweza, I believe it. And if tuko pamoja, baby, will you say milele? Sema milele.
Say Milele.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Thank
That's
you so
really
much.
good.
Thank you.
Who plays your songs in Kenya? Which stations?
Everybody, Kiss, Radio Maisha, everybody, XFM. Maisha tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So you see, because of the concert, a lot of stuff's happening back to back.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 6 a.m. with Radio Maisha, with Alex and Jalas, we launch a new song with Della.
With Della?
Another player.
Not
there's Wendy.
Della.
There's Wendy.
Yeah.
Not XTM Della. We said she's prettier. She's prettier. He's a great guy. We love him, but she's prettier.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to take a break, come back,
Cool.
talk more about the concert, talk more about you, talk more about this passion, man, because the Kenyans out there who try to get into the music industry, and they can get past, step 2. Maybe because you're a Muzungu, I don't know.
Giuliani says, you're so Muzungu. It gets you in there. They let you buy with everything. Okay? It's true to a certain degree.
Yeah.
If let's be honest, if what you're making is not authentic and what you're doing is not authentic,
then don't do it.
You can't. No, it just won't get past the people.
There you go. You can't get past go.
Yeah.
Good man. Good for you, man. I'm proud of you.
If the farmers don't grow tomatoes, then the whole revolution is not working. Yeah?
Yeah.
Farmers must grow tomatoes.
Why tomatoes?
That's an example, because they grow in the greenhouse, But it's the same with the music. If the music, so I mixed Swahili and English. It came out cool. If it wasn't right, I'll give you an example of a specific word.
Yeah.
Umepotelea wapi. Umepotelea wapi is a phrase which, I work in a company, I was head of administration, 360 staff. Gilad, umepotelea wapi, with the drivers. I created the Amiran football team, yeah? The Lions.
Wow.
And they're, by the way, first place everywhere.
Are they good?
They're awesome.
Really?
Yeah? So when somebody says Mpotela wapi, after a while you learn. And when you realize that if you're using it in a song, it's not something the average tourist Mzungu would use.
By the way, I also want to talk about your new single, Salama.
Salama. Salama.
Talk about
Salama,
that.
the song is
Hold on. Relax. Let's take a break.
Fire extinguisher.
I'm telling you, man. This guy.
Put my fire. I'm on fire.
Does this guy talk or what? You love to talk, don't you?
I'm on the bench. It's like my chance to say to the world, I came from my
All right,
little hole.
we're going to take a break. Keep tweeting at Gilad Milo, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag music4 empowerment. Music for empowerment. Gilad is performing on Saturday, April the 2nd at the Waterfront Gardens at the race course. He's going to be joined by a whole host of superstars out there. I don't know how you did it, man, but good for you. We'll talk about that after the break. Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski takes a break. We'll be back on this Inspiration Thursday in a moment.